Fine. Right, good stuff. That was my fault. There's so many buttons to press. I don't know how Richie Allen does it, to be honest. I've just got 4 buttons. Cheers to all my ex-wives who said I could never press the right buttons. I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm kidding. I'm not. Lovely. So I'll say that again. Yeah, you probably heard me if you can lip read, but welcome. This was I was actually really excited, guys, really excited to do this because of what's just happened. So I'll talk about the exciting news in a minute. But what I'll do first of all is I'll give you a taste of the exciting news. And the taste is maybe 5 minutes out of the 8 days that I shall be talking about. So welcome, everybody. Right here in my hand is a bottle. And if you look carefully in that bottle, let's have a look. If you look carefully in that bottle, there are little sticks and twigs and, let's say, Mother Nature's branches and so on. And then there's a liquid in here. And this is a story that I spoke about in one of my books. And it's relevant to the it's a topic, really, and the topic is curses, voodoo, black magic, witchcraft. Now, a lot of people get very upset when I put them all together, and quite rightly so, because they're all very different. But if you round it up and say that a human being can talk beautiful or a human being can talk very dark, doesn't matter whether they call themselves somebody who works with voodoo or witch doctor or a Wiccan, doesn't matter really. But sometimes when you're trying to relate a story to somebody, there's always somebody who says, oh yeah, I knew a Wiccan, or I knew a witch who did that, who did dark magic, or I knew somebody who did curses. So I try and put it all together. But this topic of the dark arts, meaning people who do things that are not of love or light, and sometimes the opposite of that. So this is the story of a bottle that was put into my hands many, many years ago when I was a full-time healer. A beautiful lady walked through the door, blonde hair, very famous singer around the world. And she looked rather nervous when she sat down. And I said, what's wrong? And she took this bottle out of a bag and she said, would you do me a favor? And I said, sure, whatever. She says, will you take care of this? And I said, of course I will. What would you like me to do with it? She says, well, I went to see the shaman that you recommended. And I went with my then boyfriend. And we participated in the ritual. And I says, what did you think? She says, oh yeah, it was kind of strange and weird. And yeah, did you see the sparks? Yeah, I saw the sparks and the stones gleaming and all of the magic that was happening. It was really amazing. I says, yeah, it's fascinating, eh? She says, after the ceremony, which finished about 4 a.m, a friend of mine who was the interpreter went over to my friend who's a famous singer and said, the shaman would like to see you afterwards. So everybody left and the shaman started talking, and my friend interpreted that it was vital that she would come for a session, a private session. So she went for the private session, and within that session, I think she had a massage and some spiritual work done. And in that spiritual work, at the end, he gave her this bottle and said, the negative entities, the attachments, or demons, or darkness, whatever, evil, has now been placed into this bottle. And never ever open it. And if it breaks, come back to me. Okay? So I want you to have a smell of it. Have a good sniff. Here, good sniff. There you go. I'll sniff it for you. Smells very much like a different version of Agua de Florida. I think it's the version. So I think this is the feminine version. It's lovely. Absolutely lovely. So to this day, and all the years that went by, and all the pure energy healing courses I did with many clients, I opened this bottle and shared it with everybody to smell, when many of them were a little bit hesitant and worried. And we laughed together afterwards. And I said, now I'm going to share the story of basically what happened. So just so you know, my friend is doing really, really well. She's very happy. I spoke to her about a couple of months ago. She's very happy, looking after her mum, doing things, and still doing shows around the world, singing around the world. And I won't mention her name because it's not fair and it's not right. Okay, so, but trust me, she's very, very famous around the world and she sings all the time. So there you go. So what happened? Okay, so when my friend gave me this bottle and told me the story, first of all, I was extremely shocked because the shaman that I had worked with for many years and recommended was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. A brilliant healer, brilliant picking up stuff and cleansing and clearing. I witnessed firsthand amongst many shamans that I had the pleasure to work with. So I was confused. And of course, the first thing I did was ring my friend, who was the interpreter, and said, what happened? And we met for coffee down at Central Idea, where I do the coffee mornings. We sat down together, and I was confused because she told me exactly what happened. And it was exactly like my friend told me. And I said, something's not right. And she looked at me and she said, yes, I think you might be right. And I said, please, to cut a long story short, please tell me what's going on with the shaman. What's going on in his private life? It's the only conclusion I could come up with. It makes no sense. And she revealed to me that the shaman had been married 3 times. The third marriage was falling apart. The children he had to his 2 previous marriages, the children had now were all at university. Both of the previous marriage, the wives were insisting on more money. And he was struggling very much to keep up with all the payments. Bear in mind that he makes a fortune, an absolute bloody fortune. The last time I worked with him, I invited him to join me. And that was the time I didn't want to work that night. There were 340 people, all paying a lot of money. But he's good, brilliant. So it's not that he was out, he didn't have any money, but now I understand what pressure he was under. So the conclusion for me was very simple. This bottle of water with whatever in, and with the conversation of darkness inside, cost a lot of money. I'm not going to tell you how much exactly, but it was a lot of money. The other question I wanted to know is, why target this lady, my friend? Well, a few people recognized who she was. And it was mentioned that night. So the conclusion was quite simple. I opened the bottle many times, and of course I knew it was bullshit, but I opened the bottle about a week later and had it open for about 2 hours and then shut it again. And I called her the following morning and said, "How are you doing?" "Absolutely great." "What's going on?" "Oh, everything's fine. I've got another tour booked for Russia and so and so." "Oh, brilliant. Good, good. You want to go for a drink?" So we went for a drink down in Marbella. We sat and had a drink, had a chat, and I went back. Never told her about this. Nothing wrong with her at all. Rung her 2 weeks later. "How's everything?" "Fine, great." Okay. I rung her again. So over 1 month, I gave it 1 month. Nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with her at all. She's fine. So utter bullshit. My point, and the point of this, which is really fantastic because it became part of the Pure Energy Healing course, that even the most purest and most powerful healer can end up in a situation where they become compromised by life, by certain circumstances that can happen. And it's very easy for any healer, and if you're a healer on here, you will understand this, that can use and abuse their gift. Now, many charlatans don't have a gift and abuse instantly, but the true ones, at any given moment, has the ability to push it too far, to go a little bit further, just to see how far they can push their client by way of fear and by way of trickery. And there's a fine line, a very fine line, that many healers can step over. And I have asked many healers, have you ever done something that you've regretted because you felt the power at that moment and that power could take you over to the dark side? And they've said yes. And some have actually been honest enough to say, yeah, I did it once and I realized what I was doing and I was being pulled into money and greed. And that, I have more respect for people who say that than ones who say that, no, I don't. And you might ask me, have I done it? There was one lady who once came to me who wanted to learn healing on a one-to-one level. And I said to her, look, I can't do that because I can do it in a group. And if I do it in a group, then it's worthwhile, because if you figure out from 10 o'clock till 7, 8 o'clock at night, each one of my clients is paying 65 euros all them days, right? If I just do it for you and I charge you, 65 euros for that day, or, 100, it's just, or 200, it just doesn't work out. And I have bills to pay. So come on the course. If you come on the course, it's cheaper, and I don't want to do it with anybody else. She was very wealthy, so I could have. She was worth millions, and it didn't matter to her. But that's not the point. That's not the point. When people say, "Oh, well, they've got the money," so that doesn't. No, it's not the point. It's integrity within yourself. Okay. So I said to her, "Okay, well, if I'm to do it," and I worked out the price. And I didn't say this to her. I worked it out in my head, and I'd written down, if she wants to come and spend 1 day with me, it's going to cost you 500. Now, back then, 500 was a lot of money. And I wrote it down, and at that moment, I felt sick. I felt sick because I felt like, nah. That's not integrity. That's wrong. That's not right. In me, that's not right. Me, not her. She would have been happy to pay that. She'd have paid 3 times that, 4 times that. But in me, it wasn't right. Now, I looked upon that as her being anybody else, not about the money, but her being a singular person. That's not right for me. No, at that time, that wasn't right. It didn't feel right. But if I stepped over that line, I would have gone into greed, right? So I didn't, but I nearly did. I nearly did. Many people do, and many people then go down a dark path. And to be fair, most people can spot that a mile off. You can smell that people are more interested in money. And there's nothing wrong with money. But do you do the job because you love it? And then the money comes in after, which is really not, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as there's a balance in your mind and your heart, and you're doing it for the right reasons. So the reason why I share this story with you is because I do not believe in curses, voodoo, and witchcraft. Just like I do not believe that you can put negative energy into a crystal. Just like I do not believe you can put negative energy into a client. Just like you cannot send negative energy into somebody because you are the crystal and you are beautiful and powerful. However, you can scare the living daylights out of people and make them believe something. And that belief in the bottle turns you into fear, and you then create that what you believe. And that is my truth on witchcraft, voodoo, and all of the other things. You can only do 2 things when you're giving a healing session. One, you can give healing because you have created that vessel within yourself to open up, and that energy which is in the universe, within spirit, within Mother Earth, to be able to come through you like a natural flow and then pour into your client as a beautiful healing energy. You cannot pour negative from you into a client. It does not work. I have seen it firsthand where really negative people, really angry people are trying to put negative energy towards other people. It doesn't work. But if somebody sees them doing it, if somebody looks at them, if somebody hears about somebody doing it, then all of a sudden they believe it. And if they believe it, their body instantly creates it. This is 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour talk on the Pure Energy Healing course. And that's day 1. Day 1 in the Pure Energy Healing online course is all about tools. But the tools come with a story. All my tools come with a story. All the tools that I work with, the crystals, come with a story. And the story is what I've learned from using spiritual tools. So the reason why I make this live today is because a few weeks ago, I was talking to everybody who is involved with the Pure Energy Healing Academy. And the Pure Energy Healing Academy is an academy that is all about teaching people how to heal. Now, anytime when people say to me, how did you heal irritable bowel syndrome, Mark? How did you heal your corroded back? How did you stop from being a complete and utter crazy man running around thinking all the time, not being able to sleep on a night? How did you get from being somebody who was triggered constantly to becoming the person that you are, healed from all illness, far more loving, kinder, caring, and more connected to the spirit world? How did I connect myself? How did I become a crystal healer? How did I become a reader of people's futures? How did I see all of these things of people's futures? How did I connect to a family member in the spirit world? How did I feel that? And that all happened because of my transition from being an auctioneer to everything that I've learned and that I share with you on 8 days of pure energy healing and pure energy crystal healing. So if you go to the Pure Energy Healing Academy and say, oh, that sounds really interesting, it sounds nice, the course was €800. And if you would come to me here, learn exactly like I teach on the course online, on the videos. It's all videos, basically. It's the same thing. It would cost you 800. And that was 12 years ago. So we created this course with the help of a few beautiful souls, including Layla Satie. And because she's a fantastic film director, award-winning film director, she utilized her gift with right connections, and we created a course. And it was a course that I said, because of the lockdowns and people wanted to learn healing, but they couldn't come because of the restrictions. I said I wanted it to look like that you were actually sat there watching me and watching Layla and watching all the other people coming for healing sessions and watching everything, being able to see it like you're watching here now. So she created that with the help of professional film crew, which those cameramen actually worked on some very famous films. So they were amazing. The camera, the sound, all the audio was done by separate. It was all done really well. So we put that on the Pure Energy Healing Academy, and it went so well. We had 150 people as soon as we put it out there who became pure energy healers in the first 2 weeks. And then it kind of slowed down a little bit. And now it averages out to maybe 20, something like that a month. And I said a few weeks ago, because I know that so many people are in a bad place, and I try to do my best where I do things where people don't have to pay too much. So we came to an agreement. So this afternoon, something has been added to the Pure Energy Healing Academy. So now, if you want to become a pure energy healer certified, it will cost $275. If you buy both courses, it's $404. Let me be sure. $275 for the Pure Energy Healing course, $275 for the crystal course. And $404 for both courses if you buy them together. That's for a limited number of souls. Okay, so I don't know how long that's going to last, but it's for a limit. I didn't deal with that. I don't know how many people they've allocated it to, but I think that's a lovely gesture. Now, what do I think of the course? I've seen a lot of courses through a lot of my friends, and I can honestly say that I think it's one of the most beautiful courses in the world. A lot of people ask me how they can feel better in life, how I can clear my depression, how I can heal from this overweight within myself. And I always say that healing is the number one, because root cause can only be found when you relate to what that root cause is. But if you don't know what the root cause is because you can't relate to it, then you're never going to actually look at yourself and figure out what anything is. When you do the course, it's like a penny drop moment at certain points, because there's key words throughout the whole of the 8 days. And the 8-day course is basically, you start at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning. You tell your family to leave you alone until you call them for a healing session. And the first day, you just watch the video. So you click on it and, hey, Mark's there. Good morning, everybody. And he starts talking to you with Layla Satie. And then we talk about all the tools, but we explain just like this. This is just one story out of many stories. We share with you why I use these tools, all these tools on this table, why I use the feather, why I use oils, which oils, how to use them. So I explain in detail, and so does Layla. Layla has a great ability to be able to stop me when she knows I've said something that could not make sense to you. Sometimes I speak and say things that doesn't make any sense. So she's a great partner. She's my sidekick to be able to speak properly, because she is fluent, even though she wasn't born in America or the UK. She speaks better English than I do. I'm just a Yorkshire lad who didn't grow up at school. Basically, I grew up with trees and the park and fishing and other things. I didn't go to school much. So at those moments when you're listening, something happens. Sometimes you don't even know. And those moments when you get a bed ready, a healing bed, a massage bed, on those 8 days, and you lay somebody down, and now that you've got the tools, now that you've got the understanding, the knowledge, you start to give somebody a healing session. Within those healing sessions, on those 4 days, something triggers, something happens. And it's like a penny drop moment many times. And all I can say is that the course now, for both courses, for £404, is probably the most exciting moment if you've never taken any courses before. You might ask me, Mark, hang on a minute, I'm not a healer. I don't know anything about healing, and I'm not really bothered about healing. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because this course is far more than healing. It's far more than understanding crystals or tools. It's lessons of life and the golden nuggets of truth of what you see when you're watching it, what triggers in your consciousness, the connection between your heart and your mind, which becomes closer in the sense of your understanding of things that you didn't understand before, I think is vital right now to our health and well-being. So I think this is a lovely opportunity, and I hope some of you can maybe share it with people that may be interested. I don't know, maybe not. But even if you share it on your timeline and say there's two beautiful courses, they are certified courses of pure energy healing. It's from the Pure Energy Healing Academy. You will get a certificate afterwards, which means that you can practice from there on, because that's what it is. You practice makes perfect. And it's like going for 2 days of learning how to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. So it's learning how to do something. And it's a beautiful opportunity at such an amazing price. So that is why I made this video today, because I think it's a wonderful thing. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever done the course before. If any of you have done any of the courses, I'd much appreciate it if you could put it in there, what you got out of it, how you felt, good or bad. I think it's important, because sometimes when I used to do my healing, sometimes I used to feel really bad and wonder why. And then you look back and you realize that it wasn't that you were feeling bad. It was that you were healing the badness that was inside and trapped in you. And sometimes the headaches were dreadful. Sometimes this was dreadful, but then they all went, and then no headaches. It's like there's so much beauty and healing and strengthening and progression and spiritual awakening that happens in these 8 days or 4 days. If you decide just to take the 4-day Pure Energy Healing course, which should be the first course you should take, in my opinion, and then move on to the Pure Energy Crystal course. If you can take 4 days off and tell your family to allow you them 4 days, it can change your life. So there you go. That's what I wanted to share. It's a beautiful school. It's a beautiful online course. It's well recorded. It's very simple to use. The testimonials speak for themselves. So even if you go on to look at the Pure Energy Healing Academy website, look at it, see if it feels right. If it feels right, fine. Some people didn't feel right 3 years ago, and now they're taking it this week. Some people have took it. I told people not to I actually did mention it a few times. Don't buy the course just yet because something's happening. Because I know some people might get upset. I bought the course and paid full price. Well, I can't help that, guys. Sometimes I can only help in the moment to be able to change things from there on. So I actually also said to the Pure Energy Healing team, all of us, I said, I'm going to also send 3 beautiful items as a gift for starting the course. So from this moment, if you take the course, you send, I'm going to ask my team to write down your name and address. And hopefully you will write your name or address somewhere, even if it means that you send it to info@bajerski.com and say, I have just signed up for, I think I'm doing it this way. It's going to be for both courses. Okay. If you buy both courses, I'm going to send you, I'm going to attune to a bottle of oil out of the 10 bottles. I'm going to attune to a crystal, one crystal. I'm going to feel you and feel which crystal is going to work for you. And I'm also going to send a pack of cleansing negative energy sticks. So I think that's my gift to say welcome to becoming a pure energy healer and a pure energy crystal healer. So that's it. I just wanted to share that with you today. I think it's beautiful. And I'd love for the world to grow, because out of you guys, one of you could become a full-time healer and one of you could help somebody in a moment where they needed help, whether it's your family member, whether it's yourself. So it's all a win-win, because I believe with my hand on my heart, I would not be the person that I am without pure energy healing and pure energy crystal healing. So that's what I share with you today. I hope you appreciate it. And that's it, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I'm wishing you all a lovely day. I've got some crystals I need to work on, and maybe one of them could be coming to you if you take both courses. And I hope you appreciate it. I'm wishing you all a lovely day. This is the first bit of good news, and I hope there's more to come. And enjoy the course. With all my heart, enjoy the course. Enjoy both courses. I actually asked them, instead of being 1 week, something like that, to do the course, which really you should do it in the 4 days, and then the other 4 days, I've asked them to leave the course open for you to do it longer. So what would have been only allowed you a week to take the course and then it's off, because we want to push you into doing it, we're going to allow a little bit longer, so that it gives you a little bit longer. Because if you're taking both courses, maybe it might be tricky for you to do the 8 days all in a row. But so we'll give a lot longer on that time schedule. But the reason why we did it is because we want you to do it. I don't want you to buy it and then not do it. I want you to do it. That's the whole point. Do the course and understand and feel what I felt and what changed my life and how it made me feel and how it's helped me along my life. Do it. Do the course and do it with 100%. Do it with love. Do it with happiness. Do it with joy. Get excited. Tell your family, leave me alone, please, until I call you for a healing session. I want you to lie down, and what I've learned, I want to share with you. And if you've got a beautiful family, they will honor that and they'll help you. Say to your boss, look, I'd like to take Thursday and Friday off this week. I'm doing a course and it's really going to benefit me. I'm going to feel better and it's going to help my work. If you've got a good boss, he's going to say, course, do it. And if not, if you've got a few days off, then take Thursday and Friday off. So then you've got the course Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And on Saturday and Sunday, you can invite people for healing sessions. Just do it, guys. Just enjoy it and do it. Best thing you ever did. Crystals are lovely. Oils are lovely. All lovely things. But the healing, the 4 days healing will change your life, honestly. It will. So I better get back to work. I'm wishing you well. I've got to do some book signings here. I've got all these books to sign. I've got so many, loads of books to sign, and a personal message in there because people like the personal messages. I did a video earlier on arthritis. Just a little bit of help there to help people. So I'll spend these next few minutes just answering some of your messages. So I'll just scroll down. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Everybody's saying hi. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you to all the pure energy healers who are already healers. Thank you so much, Jackie, for mentioning to like. I didn't realize that made any difference at all to the videos, but I appreciate you saying being like that. That's very kind. Have a nice day, Magic Tree House, Mimi, Gail, Sarah. Thanks, guys. The energy is more down to me. Absolutely. Thank you. Some lovely messages. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. Well, every thought has a frequency, as you all know. So every thought is powerful in one way or another to yourself. And if you say something, it's a powerful message to somebody else to vibrate and think about it, and then they create it. So if you're vibrating love, you'll feel the love. You'll create the love in you. If somebody's vibrating negative, you'll vibrate and feel it and create it. But it can't attack you. It just can't. It just doesn't happen. When you're in a room, you can feel negative energy. You can feel negative energy. That's absolutely right. And this is where this confusion lies. Oh, it gives bad energy. I'm in the room. I feel bad. Yeah, you do, and you can feel it. Well, why is it some people don't get affected by it? If it was true, then every single person in that room would be affected, which means there's only one conclusion. There is a reason why somebody feels bad and somebody else doesn't feel bad. Why? Because maybe somebody picked it up, felt it, and then started to create it by, oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, I'm feeling bad, oh, I'm getting worse. Well, everything you're thinking is coming out of your mouth. Everything that you're feeling is being created by what you're thinking, right? Why is it nurses don't get sick? Why, come on. It isn't that cut and dry. Of course it's not. But yeah, I just know one thing. These charlatans know how to affect people. And the only way they can affect you is by getting to you, by knocking on the door, or by sending you a letter, or by posting something on your wall. Because they can't sit there and send anything to you in that way. You can only send good energy. That's it. And when you send that good energy, it's felt. It's beautiful. But I've never witnessed somebody who works in the dark arts ever do something to somebody without them telling them. Never. And that's why I say it's very clever and it's manipulation. And that manipulation is normally because of a reason why. And the reason why is exactly why I said. That's one of the reasons why. There's many others, of course there is. Because power is such a it's a rot. Power is a rot. It rots away at the beautiful, clean soul and spirit. When you abuse your gift, when you abuse your position, you sell your soul. You rot. You do. You rot. Okay, Mark, some of us who have been with you through YouTube or Instagram will know for sure the pure energy that the course will have to offer. Thank you so much. It is beautiful. I think it's probably one of the best courses in the world. And I've seen a lot. Some people have sent me screenshots while they were showing me their courses. I'm really proud of ours. Really proud. Really proud. So much so that I kind of sometimes get shocked because I thought there would be a million pure energy healers around the world now, everybody wanting to do it because there's so many courses out there. And that some of them are 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8,000. So I didn't think it was bad at like 800. And then now we put it down to 4 for 2 courses, 4. It's like we should be selling literally everywhere all over the world. People should be doing it because it's amazing. But I smile and think the right people at the right time. And when I give talks, I've always been like this. There's people stood there saying, I'm sorry, there's not a lot of people here. And it's like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Why would you be sorry for it? It's like the right people are here and would sit down and there might be only 20 or there might be 5. And then we sit down and do a circle together and we have the best night ever. If you start to think it's about, like I said, I did something with Derek Akora and I thought, okay, I won't be negative. I believe and I won't be angry and I won't say negative things. I'll do it in the sense that I do my stuff, he does his stuff. We do it separately. I give him a chance. Don't be negative. Be kind. Be open. He wanted to see me. I said, okay, I know he's probably using my platform. I'm not stupid. That I had a lot of people who knows me in the Costa del Sol. Of course, they're going to come to me. It's not just me. It's my platform. So I knew that. I'm not stupid. But I thought, okay, if this is going to help and make a difference in the world, he does his stuff. I do mine. People were booking from all over the world, and then his agent cancelled it because there wasn't 500 people who booked. There was only, I think, was it 140 booked? And I said, what are you talking about? People are coming from all over the world. They've already booked. You can't cancel. You can't cancel him. I ain't cancelling. And yeah, they cancelled. And I rung Derek up and I said, what's going on? I said, you can stay at my house if it's about the money. If it's not enough money. Oh, no. And then as soon as I mentioned it, the agent sent me a message saying, if you say anything about this, I'll take you to court. I'll sue you. Money. Yeah. But anyway, that's another story, and that's long gone now. And of course, he can't defend himself, but his wife can. She can say anything she wants. She can talk about it. She was there at the same time. And all the agents, too. I'm lying. I don't lie. I tell you the truth because one day I'll catch up and bite you up the ass if you don't. All right, guys, that's it. If you're already a healer, there is no reason why you can't learn new methods to improve and to change through what's going on right now. Because I think the method of pure energy healing is so open and so powerful that it brings way into change. And change is the most important thing to healing right now. Because what you learn 10 years ago changes every year because of the different illnesses, the chemicals, the poisons, and the situations that change, like lockdown. So if you're rigid in a certain technique, it will only allow a certain form of healing for that moment. And that's why I brought pure energy healing into it, because pure means pure. It doesn't mean rigid. It doesn't mean ABC. It doesn't mean this sacred sign or symbol. Pure means following the deep intuition that lies within combined with the universal energy that's around you at any given moment, plus the spirit world that are always there, when you are open in the sense of, I am not stuck in this particular way of healing, then the spirit world, I believe, uses you a lot more than a rigid set way. That's probably the most important reason why a lot of healers, and many hundreds and hundreds of healers came, who were pranic masters, Reiki masters, NP. There's loads of different ones who came to learn pure energy healing to adapt it into their form of healing. So you can utilize pure energy healing in any healing technique you want. Pure energy healing isn't like, oh, I'm a pure energy healer. When a pure energy healer hears them say that, they know that they have their own unique form of healing, because we encourage your true healing ability, not the healing ability of Reiki Master Kokosui. No. Your healing ability. What is your greatest ability as a healer? How do you really heal? Oh, I heal this way. Why? Because I was told that way. Well, why not try something? Why not just flow and see where this takes you? Pure energy healing gives you the confidence to be able to use your own intuition and flow in the way that you feel. There's so many reasons I could talk about this and why, but yeah, many healers come and say that was the missing link to their healing, and it's true. I'm not boasting. It's absolutely true. It's true. And many people came not being a healer, and then saying after 3 days, because the course was actually 3 days, but I moved it to 4 days on the on here, 4 days on the live video course, so it's like an extra day. There were messages all the time saying, after 3 days, I know who I am and I know what I want to do now with my life. I used to get a lot. I actually had a book here somewhere where people used to write comments when they left, and it was so beautiful. So beautiful. I don't know where the book is now, but some of the things I used to cry afterwards. I used to cry, literally cry, reading some of the messages. Yeah, you can sign up right now. It's right there now. It was put up an hour ago. That's why I made this video. And I was asking them, begging them for them to please, let's get this done as soon as we can. Let's get the price right down as soon as we can. Please let people learn. So it's there now. It's PEHacademy.com. www.pehacademy.com. You click on to courses, and then you click on online courses, and then it takes you to register. The first one that comes up on top is the pure energy healing, and then the pure energy healing, pure energy crystal healing, and then exclusive to course access, and the prices are underneath: 275 and 404. So if you take the 404, I'll make sure that the staff will send me your name, address, email, and telephone number for DHL delivery. I will attune to a crystal, a box of cleansing negative energy sticks, and I will attune to one oil out of my 10 oils, and I'll send you them straight away. Okay, guys, I wish you well on the course. Can't wait to find out how you did on the course, and I'm wishing you a lovely day. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Okay, have a great day. Bye, guys. Enjoy the course, you pure energy healers. Yes.